Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little preview of the distance time graphs Gizmo, and good news, I think this is going to be our last Gizmo for the year. Okay, the first thing I want to point out is when you type in up here in the search bar, like distance time graphs, there's 4 like motion graphing ones. I just want you doing the distance time graphs metrics one is the one that you'll be selecting. Click on it to open it up. And I'm just going to give you kind of a brief overview instead of doing the warm-up actually with you. So here along the bottom, you have your little runner. They're at like the 0 mark down here, which would be right here on the graph. 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, and so on. And then when you click the stopwatch, the play, it'll kind of record time and have the person like walk or run across there. So you can correlate the motion with the corresponding actual graph. This little green bar right here is the starting point down here. So as you see, if you move that over, that would be like as time is 1 second and so on. He would be at the 10 meter starting mark. So you can kind of read over and across from a specific point. But the red right here is the actual graphs. Then you'll see something that says number of points up here. This is 1 point here. This is a second point here. If you need to create more points, which it will tell you, you can kind of click and drag this to create more points or just change it over here. You know, if it's a consistent, constant speed in a straight line, you'll only need the 2 points. But if the speed changes or stops or something, that's when you may need more points on your actual graph. This is obviously going to let you show the graph and then show the animation just so you can see him here at the bottom. And then you can kind of click new if you need a second runner at some point, which you will need a second little guy. And again, you can manipulate the graph to be what you need it to be. It's kind of nice to set, if you're not sure what will happen, you can always set up scenarios to see who would finish first and so on. Okay, if we come over to the actual Gizmo, again, don't forget that you can kind of zoom in and zoom out. I like it on 100. You'll go through and do the prior knowledge question and the warm-up, and then you will move on, and it's going to have you walk through a couple different basic scenarios. The important thing I want to point out for this is it is going to have you create a couple graphs here, and I just want you to try your best. So I'm going to walk you through a couple different ways to get these lines on here. I threw a few basic lines on here. You're welcome to use those ones and kind of put them where you need them to be, whether it's like this, depending upon the scenario. You can also create your own lines if you want. You can do insert line and then create your own line from there, and it'll kind of pop up there on your screen. You can copy this line and just click on it and go to edit, copy, and then paste, and that exact line will appear. If you need a second line, you can also go here and click line and create the line and move them around however you want. And I have that down here as insert line, move it where you want, and so on. That's probably the trickiest part of this, is just trying to figure that out. And again, here you're creating several different graphs, and you can create them on your screen first on the Gizmo and then just kind of copy it to your actual paper. Over here for this one, since it's like a circle, you can just move this little guy over there, whichever. That's just a prediction type one. And then this right here. So this is one of the ones where it tells you to like screenshot. You don't necessarily have to screenshot those and send them to me, but I do want you to, on your Gizmo, run through each of these scenarios. Make sure you know how to make runner 1 win the race, then runner 2, etc. Make sure you can make all those scenarios happen, because down here it's going to have you explain how you would have that happen. So you may, as you're doing this part up here, want to come see if that'll answer a question down here. So again, you don't have the screenshot, but I do want you to spend a few minutes kind of making sure you can make those scenarios happen. Last thing I want to say is the challenge section is kind of hard. I do want you to give it a try. I'll just kind of see what you guys can do from there. Good luck.